We are back. It is one of our favorite traditions here at ASC. We got our bracket predictions. Usually it's me just doing this, but I got my good friend Micah here. We're gonna be doing it together. Yeah, if you caught us, we just did our post bracket reactions on the Instagram live. Right after we're recording our bracket predictions. I'm sure things will change, but we're gonna just roll with it. What we think is gonna happen right off the bat. Me and Mike have been following college basketball all season long, and we're ready to get into March. It's the best time of year. It is the best time of the year, and we cannot complain. Micah, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. We should get into it. I'm
Hell yeah.
ready.
All right. So before we get started, usually what we do in the past is a bracket challenge. All of you guys can join. That link's going to be in the bio or in our description below. So take a look at that. We usually have a couple hundred, even close to 1,000 people join. Me and Michael will be there. I'm sure you cannot beat us, but you can try all you want. But anyway, link in the description for that link for the ASC bracket challenge. All right. Micah, let's get into it. Let's keep it easy. I'm sure we're going to go with UConn here.
Yep.
All right. FAU and Northwestern. Good game. I think I'm going to give it to Northwestern. Do you
Yeah,
agree?
this is one of the best games of the first round. I didn't even think about it when I first saw it,
Yeah,
but I would go Northwestern here as well. But this is a great game
it is.
off the tournament.
FAU, I think is good. I think a lot of people are too hard on them. I don't think they're great. They probably should have been a 9 seed. Northwestern got better as the year went on. Boo Buie is probably top 20 player in the league. He's exceptional. San Diego State and UAB. Intriguing matchup. But I think I have to give it to San Diego State here. What do you think?
Just too well coached. Ledee is a monster. When he's not hitting, they do have sometimes issues scoring, but I don't think UAB is going to give them too much problems, even though they did destroy Temple this morning.
Yeah, seems silly, but a team that just went to the Final Four last year. I know FAU did as well, but San Diego State always in the mix in the Mountain West area. I think they're gonna get it done here. Auburn and Yale. Auburn, I think we're both pretty high on them. Gonna probably lock that in. BYU and Duquesne, I think is how you say it.
It's
Great matchup.
Duquesne.
Duquesne.
Yeah, I
Okay.
had to look it up.
Well, Duquesne won the A10 earlier today. Um, they've been excellent as of late. Um, but again, at BYU is a team that some people love. I think for the most part, some people are not high on if you don't really know what's going on with them. I think BYU is going to win this. What do you think?
This Duquesne played really well in the A10 tournament,
They
but
did.
I'm gonna go BYU. They've got their net is really high, and I think Kempon likes them a good bit too. And overall, they've just been battle tested in the Big 12. I don't think they lose this.
Yep. Illinois and Morehead States. I think Illinois, I think they can make a run. I think they're
Yeah,
really damn good. Terrence Shannon is playing unstoppable right now. Coleman Hawkins has always been a threat. Um, Winning, I think this year feels different than when we've seen them in the past win the Big Ten. Especially a couple years ago. I can't remember the exact year. But a lot of times with what we see with Illinois is they've been, regarded as one of the top teams in the country. I don't think a lot of people regard them as that now. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of go through the tournament. I think they're gonna make a run though.
I agree.
Washington State and Drake. Um, I'm all in on Drake here. I'm not sure about you.
You're not a fan of Wazoo here, but I don't know. I would probably go with Washington State. I don't think they're as bad as you make them out to be. They've had a
No, no,
crazy
no, no, no.
turnaround.
It's not even. I don't think they're bad. I think Drake is just really good. Missouri Valley Conference, I think, is a conference that sometimes gets overlooked, but this year it's weird because everyone was wanting Indiana State to get in, but I think Drake is a much better team. I think Drake could have if it wasn't for Iowa State, I think they'd have a chance to make the Sweet 16. But if you want to go with Washington State, I'm down to run that.
I'm cool. Go with Drake here.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see if there's any information. Well, I guess they got these things going on. Um, Cool. All right. Iowa State, South Dakota State. Let's go with Iowa State. I don't think we need to talk about this unless you think South Dakota State's going to win, but I
I
don't.
don't.
All
No.
right. UNC, gonna just do that. Move on. Mississippi State, Michigan State. Mississippi State, I think, is gonna win by 40. I would put so much money on them to cover this game. I think Michigan State's awful. I said this in our IG live. If you missed that, I think Michigan State is terrible. Um, I don't understand how the committee just automatically assumes they're going to make the tournament. Had a horrible start to the year. I get JMU is really good. Lost to JMU at home. As the season went on, could barely beat teams like Maryland, and just was not that good of a team in my opinion. Project to be one of the best teams in the country. They have good players. But for the most part, I think they're a pretty awful team. And I think Mississippi State, a team that shocked a lot of people in the SEC tournament, great on both sides of the floor. I think they're going to absolutely kill them. But what do you think, Micah?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with Mississippi State here. Normally with Michigan State, we get this thing where they kind of pick it up in February and then they go in the conference tourney and they start playing well. And they played Purdue pretty well. But I just don't see that Izzo magic is the same it's been in past years, and I don't really think they're gonna go on a run. Like some people might pick them too.
And even like that year against Duke, when they were the 7th seed, a lot of people thought they'd make a run. They didn't. I just don't think the spark was there when they beat that Zion Duke team in the Elite Eight. Um, we'll see though. I just am so high on Mississippi State and so low on Michigan State that I will be betting a lot of money on Mississippi State.
Yeah.
St. Mary's Grand Canyon. You talked about this a lot on the IG Live. I'll let you take it away, but I think we're gonna have the same opinion here.
Yeah, I mean, St. Mary's, this is an offense versus defense matchup. And not that St. Mary's offense is bad, it's just slow paced. They play really great defense. They play super slow paced, and Grand Canyon's the complete opposite. Uh, I like both these teams a lot. I wish that Grand Canyon drew a different 5 seed, but I think St. Mary's is just too good. I mean, they beat Gonzaga twice. They've basically handled everyone else easily in their conference. And the WCC is not a bad conference. They have always at least 4 or 5 solid teams there. And I think St. Mary's is going to make a run.
San Francisco, I think, is a great team. Gonzaga absolutely demolished them in the second half, but I think San Fran's a good team. St. Mary's just, I mean, they are so well coached. That game against Gonzaga, especially in the second half, was just art. Could shoot the ball so well, slowed it down, didn't rush anything. I think St. Mary's can make a run out of this section of the bracket.
I agree. They're
Alabama,
painful to watch, but
yeah, yeah. Alabama, Charleston. This is a good game. I don't think either of us are high on this Alabama team, even though Nate Oates just got a contract extension. But I'm not as high on Charleston as I think some people are, and especially a couple weeks ago when Charleston was more projected as the 12th seed. What do you think about this matchup?
I don't love either of these teams, but I think Alabama will probably get this done.
Mm-hmm.
I could
Yeah,
see a lot of people picking Charleston to upset just because Alabama's defense is horrible.
yeah,
And if they go cold shooting the ball, they're just not going to win. But
right. Cool. I'm with you. New Mexico, I think they're going to be Clemson. I also don't think it's going to be within single digits. Clemson is a team started off really well, could not beat big teams in the second half of the season, and made an absolute fool of themselves in the ACC tournament. Um, Outside of PJ Hall, I don't know if anyone else will step up. And outside of, I mean, Hall was pretty bad in the ACC tournament. So New Mexico, on the other hand, a Pitino coach, Richard Pitino at the helm. Um, they've been electric, especially in the offensive side of the ball. I think this is a terrible matchup for Clemson. I think New Mexico gets it done.
yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something on Clemson. I don't know how they hit the seed line. I don't know. I thought they should have been a bubble team. I don't
Dude,
know. I
like
think New Mexico destroys them.
it sounds like an exaggeration. I don't like. I'd put him as a 10 seed. I'd put him as a 9
Yeah.
seed. A 6 seed's absurd, absolutely absurd. And I think New Mexico, out of Duquesne, NC State, and Oregon, is just miles better than any 11 seed.
Yeah.
I think New Mexico will kill them. Baylor and yeah, I'm sure we're agreeing. Baylor and Colgate. I think Baylor here is the play. I think with Scott Drew at the helm, you at least need them to get out of the first round.
They haven't looked the best, but I do think they'll get out of the first round at least.
Yep. Dayton and Nevada, which is an intriguing game. I must say, I honestly have not watched as much Nevada as I have other teams, but Dayton has been electric throughout the whole season. A lot of people thought they would do a lot better in the conference tournament. But what do you think about this matchup here?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a lot of Nevada this season. They've got, I mean, Blackshear and Lucas are both excellent. Blackshear makes the toughest shots, and I mean, he got injured in the game against Colorado State, and he just kept on playing. It was honestly really impressive because he was clearly injured the whole time. Lucas can make tough shots after tough shot. This team's clutch. They're experienced. I could see them beating Dayton, but this is a really close one.
Let's see if anything's here. I mean, let's go with
These
Nevada.
teams, they're similar in a lot of ways.
Let's go with Nevada. I don't think I mean not that I just base it solely off this, but let's throw some more upsets in here. Let's go with Nevada. Arizona, Long Beach State. I'm gonna go with Arizona. I think though, if any 2 seed was to lose, I'd probably go with Arizona. Maybe Marquette, but
I agree. I don't think Long Beach State is doesn't have the makings for Cinderella, but there is a chance they beat Arizona. But
all right, Houston and Longwood. Let's get that out of the way and just go with Houston. Nebraska and Texas A&M, one of my favorite matchups of the whole tournament. Um, Texas A&M, Wade Taylor is playing like one of the best players in the country. Nebraska just shoots it like it's a backyard gym. This is gonna be an offensive fest, and Texas A&M really impressed a lot of people in the SEC tournament. Same with Nebraska in the Big Ten. This is a team. This is a game of shocked a lot of people in the regular season, surpassed expectations in the conference tournament. It really could go either way. If I had to pick off the bat, I'm probably going to go A&M just because they have the better player, but I really don't know what to do here.
I'm all over Nebraska in this matchup. I'm super high on them.
Let's do
They
it, man.
shoot the ball
Let's
so
do it.
well. They've got great team chemistry. They look like they're just having so much fun out there when they play, and I
Let's
think
do
that
it.
means a lot for a team.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Wisconsin and JMU. This feels a little similar for me to Marquette and Murray State that we saw with John Morant. I think this was in 2019. Maybe 20, I don't even remember. Murray State won their conference tournament as JMU did. Um, Incredible team. Everyone knew that. Some people picked Wisconsin. Some people also picked Marquette because they were incredible throughout the regular season, especially in the back end, and did great in the conference tournament as well. I'm probably going to go with JMU here. I think it's a lot closer than some people think, even though my Marquette Murray State game was not. But I think this is going to be a close game. What do you think about this, Micah?
I like Wisconsin, but I like JMU more. I think Wisconsin's had a good turnaround from that bad skid they had, but I would go JMU here. They're a
Okay.
great team. They played in a really underrated conference. They beat some really good teams all year.
That's what I'm saying, man. Sun Belt needs some more respect. App State's doing it right here. It sucks. We beat JMU twice throughout the regular season, but they're a great team. 30-3 or something like that. They are absurd. Duke and Vermont. Duke, it is crazy what has happened with my opinion on Duke in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I went from loving this team to absolutely hating this team. I think they probably could beat Vermont here. I don't think they, at the very minimum, I don't think they get out of the Sweet 16.
I've haven't seen Vermont played in March Madness recently.
How many what?
Haven't wasn't this a matchup last year? A first round
Might
matchup?
have been. It might have been. Vermont has made the tournament a shit ton in the last couple of
Yeah.
years. They've been absolutely killing it.
No.
Um, I'm probably gonna go with Duke here. I think it's close again, though.
No, I agree. I was super high on Duke, but I'm not as much. But I do think they win here.
Yeah,
Let's try to roll on here a little bit more. Texas Tech, NC State. Uh, NC State won the ACC, which had a horrible year as a conference compared to what their expectations are. I think Texas Tech's really good. I think
I
we
think
both
Tex
agree
kills
here.
them. I think Tex kills them. Kentucky, Oakland. We go with Kentucky here. Best, probably the offense in the country. Florida and Colorado Boise. This is an incredible matchup. First off, I think Boise beats Colorado in that matchup. I don't know about you. I know Colorado made the conference tournament, but Boise's been a team all year long you had to watch out for. It's going to be a great game. I think I saw Colorado's a 2-point favorite right now, but I'm going to go with Boise here.
This is one of the. This is going to be a great game. I think this game's going to go down to the wire. Uh, I would I would probably pick Colorado to win,
Okay.
actually. I
Okay.
just think they've been playing better recently,
Okay.
and they have the better star players with Williams and De Silva,
De Silva,
but
so good. So good.
I mean it's so close.
You think Florida beats Colorado?
I do though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Florida would beat whoever's there. Marquette and Western Kentucky. Marquette's gonna win this. Purdue, I think they're gonna win that. Utah
Not
State
happening.
and TCU.
This one's interesting. TCU is super athletic.
Very
Utah State's not as much, but they are very good. I mean, Gray Osobor, Mountain West Player of the Year, if I'm correct.
yeah.
He's been a great player.
I think I'm gonna go with TCU. Manuel Miller can stretch the floor like no one else. TCU can run with pace. I think they're really good. But
I agree.
yeah.
I do think Utah
Gonzaga,
State's a good team. This will be another really close game.
correct. Absolutely agree. Gonzaga and McNessie. I don't know if it's McNessie. I apologize, but I think they upset Gonzaga here.
McNessie, doesn't matter. They're winning. So
Yeah. Will Wade 30-3. Um, they have so much firepower on this team. Gonzaga, I think, the thing is, I think there's a breakthrough coming with Gonzaga one year. I thought it could be this year, but when you don't win your conference tournament, it's a bad year and you always underperform in the NCAA tournament. I don't think you're going to do it this year.
I don't think this is the year for them.
Kansas and Samford. Samford is really good, and I think Kansas is really bad. And that would mean I think Samford's going to win.
I loved watching Kansas earlier in the year. They were really good, but they've been so injured. They've been so different lineups coming in. They've not looked good. I don't know a lot about Samford, but I'm not picking Kansas to beat anyone right
I
now.
understand you're without Hunter Dickinson. I think it was Kevin McCullough out against Cincinnati in the Big 12 tournament. Had no chance to win that game. Played absolutely pathetic. I just don't think this team is really that good. South Carolina and Oregon, I think we both feel similar about Oregon. Not high on them, even though they won their conference tournament. And South Carolina, to me, I think as a team, like can get some wins if they have the good matchups, which I think they do. But I'm not high on this team to go super far. But I think South Carolina will beat Oregon.
I agree.
Okay. Creighton and Akron. I think Creighton, but I could see Akron, but I think Creighton's going to win this game.
Creighton has some bad losses on the season, but recently they've kind of started to level out, played a little more consistently. I
Right.
think they beat Akron here, but if this was 2 months ago, I'd be picking Akron every
I
time.
think 3 is a little high. I would replace the 3 seed with Auburn and with their 4 seed. That's probably what I
I
would
agree.
have done. Texas and Colorado State and UVA. I think we both agree Colorado State's going to win this game. But against Texas, a team that has been pretty up and down throughout the most of the season, has star power on that team, has great guard play. Max Abmas obviously has made a name for himself in March Madness before. I'm probably going to go with Colorado State, though. I don't know about you.
Really, I thought you were going to say Texas. I
No.
don't know. I think Colorado State Texas would be another great game. I think all these Mountain West teams are going to play super close games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to win all of them. I would probably go Colorado State. I think they've just played more consistent throughout the season, and even with their shooting slumps, they still have a great defense and they can score the ball when they need to. And they've got Isaiah Stevens, one of the best players in the country. So
Let's do it, man. Tennessee and St. Peter's. Tennessee did not do well in the conference tournament, but they still have Dalton Connect, one of the best players in the country. Offensively, they should be fine. I think they're going to beat St. Peter's, even though I think some people will pick St. Peter's just because of what they've done in the past.
yeah, I do think Tennessee's going to win here.
All right.
All right,
Moving back up, UConn Northwestern. I'm picking UConn. Do you agree?
I'm going UConn.
Okay. San Diego State Auburn. Auburn.
Going Auburn.
Okay. BYU and Illinois. Gonna go Illinois here.
That's a close one. I would go Illinois just because of the way they've been playing recently. But
Okay. And then Iowa State Drake. Iowa State.
yep, it's
Pretty
a chalk
chalk here.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll switch it up. Dude, I'm telling you, I think Mississippi State could be up to UNC. I'm telling you, man. I think they could.
I honestly agree. I do not think UNC is a 1 seed.
UNC
And
to
I think
me, I think is either Final Four bound or lose early. I don't see anything in the middle. UNC's really good, but I think they got a tough draw here against Mississippi State.
I agree. Let's
Okay.
go with the Rebels. Not
St. Mary's,
Rebels.
Alabama. Let's go. I think we're both in agreement on St. Mary's.
Yep.
New Mexico and Baylor. Dude, again, I think New Mexico could win this game.
That is a great matchup.
It's an
Oh,
incredible
so
matchup.
well coached. I don't like New Mexico. I mean, as a Colorado State fan, but I mean, their guard trio is so good. They've been really hot. I think they could beat Baylor, who's kind of looked a bit weaker. Baylor's never really pushed through and had those like Big 12 big road game wins or anything like that.
Yeah,
And well, they do have Scott Drew in March. I don't know. I think New Mexico could win this game.
let's do it. Let's say F it. Arizona, Nevada. Even though I don't think Arizona's great, I do think they will win against Nevada, who I think is one of the weaker of like the 10 or 11 seeds.
I agree.
Okay. Houston and Nebraska. You're high on Nebraska, but I'm high on Houston, which I think a lot of people are, but I think
If
Houston.
there's a style of play that can beat Houston, it is the way Nebraska plays.
Absolutely. I can agree with you on that.
But I don't think they're big enough or play good enough defense to stop Houston.
I honestly do think, as silly as it sounds, maybe losing to Iowa State could have been the best thing that happened to Houston. They seemed unstoppable, and now it's kind of like, well, maybe they're not. And then I think that's kind of like a, reinforcement or an energy booster for this Houston team.
No, I can see
James
it.
Madison and Duke. Great matchup. Great matchup. I'd probably lean the Dukes of JMU, not the Dukes of Duke. But I don't know about you.
I would probably go with the Blue Devils. I think they have too much talent.
Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
I think they'll get it together in March.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are hating on John Shire. I think he's a great coach.
I think he's great. Yeah.
Jared McCain, Tyrese Proctor, Kyle Filipowski. I mean, they're stacked. Texas Tech and Kentucky. I'm gonna go with Tech here.
I agree. I think Kentucky's defense is awful.
It's awful, but their offense is
Yeah, I mean, they're
so
so fun
good.
to watch. I mean, Dillingham's give you 15 straight points, but he'll also let up 15 straight points.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
But I'll take Tech in a close, high-scoring game.
Florida and Marquette. If this is the matchup, I think Florida's gonna kill them.
I agree.
High on Marquette. I think,
I like Shaka Smart, but
dude, it's funny because everyone's praising Shaka Smart for the best coaching he's done his whole career in this Big East tournament, and he has a pathetic second half against UConn. I get you don't have Tyler Kolek. I think people overrate the fuck out of Tyler Kolek. He's not
I
even
agree.
close to the best point guard in the country. I think Cam Jones is much better than Tyler Kolek.
Tristan Newton's better.
Yeah. So I'm not high on Marquette, and I'm
I
high
agree.
on Florida. So I think this is a tough draw for them. Purdue and TCU. I'm
I
gonna
go
go
Purdue.
Purdue. Yeah. McNessie and Sanford. Probably McNessie here.
I'm going with Messi as well. Great game though.
Yeah. South Carolina and Creighton. This is an intriguing matchup.
I've turned around on Creighton a little bit. I
I think Creighton would win.
Oh man, both these teams are really good. I would probably take Creighton.
Yeah. I mean, Creighton, they've had good wins on the season. I mean, they beat UConn earlier this year, which in itself is incredible. They've had bad losses, like you said. Even that St. John's loss they played pretty awful. But Kalkbrenner, the best defender in the conference, like they have so much star power on this team. CSU, UVA, Tennessee. I'm gonna go with Tennessee here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this game will be razor close as well if it's CSU.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. UConn and Auburn. What an what an incredible matchup we have here in the Sweet 16. I'm gonna lean UConn, but I think you're gonna lean Auburn.
I mean, I have Auburn as my national champions, but I am okay picking UConn here. If anywhere they're going to get stopped, it's going to be here. I think one of these teams is going to win it all.
Let's go Auburn. I'm good with that. UConn's my national champion. I think that's gonna be the best game of the year. Um, this proves it. Their net ranking's 5. They play great
How
on.
is Auburn a 4 seed?
Yeah. This is a 1-3, 1-2 matchup.
This is
And let's
ridiculous.
go with Auburn. I think UConn's gonna win, but I'm good with that. I'm good with Auburn. I think they're exceptional. Illinois, Iowa State. I think Iowa State wins this game.
I agree. I would take Iowa State.
Okay. Mississippi State and St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's would win this.
I agree.
New Mexico and Arizona. Man, this is a very lucky draw for Arizona.
I know. I think they win this, but can we just book St. Mary's for the Final Four
Yeah.
right
Cool.
now?
Lock it
Yeah,
in.
let's do
Lock it
it.
in. All right. Houston, Duke. I think Houston kills them.
I do. I agree.
Texas Tech and Florida. Man, another good game. I probably would lean Tech, but
I think a lot of people are going to pick Florida to get to the Elite Eight. I would also lean Tech here.
yeah,
But
which would set up another Big 12 matchup. Purdue and McNessie. It should be Purdue. Whatever. And then Tennessee and Creighton. What do you think about this game? I'd probably lean Tennessee, but interested to see what you think.
I'm probably leaning Creighton based off how they played recently. But I think Tennessee has the making to be a team who can beat Creighton, and they have a top 3 player in the country who is going to be such a nightmare to deal with in March Madness. I think that.
Yeah. So I gave you Auburn. I'm gonna take Tennessee. Hope that's
Go for
it. Auburn and Iowa State. An absurd matchup. I think this is so fun to watch. I think Auburn though would win this game. Having gone through UConn, I think I'd give it to them over Iowa State.
I agree.
All right. We already did St. Mary's over Arizona. Houston, Texas Tech. I'm going Houston.
I think Houston as well.
And then Purdue and Tennessee. I know Purdue lost to Wisconsin, but here I would go with Purdue.
I'm also going Purdue. I think Tennessee might struggle with guarding Zach Edey a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we got a chalk side on the right side, but we got an interesting side on the left side. I'd probably go Auburn, Houston here. What do you think about that?
I agree.
Yeah.
100% Auburn, Houston.
And then national champion. You're gonna go with Auburn?
I'm gonna pick Auburn, but
Let's do it, my friend.
it's close. It's super close.
Let's do it, man. Auburn, a team we think is super high. We're super high on. Great on both sides of the floor. Can score a shit ton of points, which we saw in the SEC tournament. We have them winning over Houston. But this is our bracket. Take a look at that. Again, check the link in our description to check or to be a part of our March Madness bracket challenge. Micah, let's get it going, man. It's going to be a great March Madness. I'm pumped. I know you are too. And yeah, any final comments you have to say?
Nope, we'll have that bracket challenge in the description in the link. Super excited. Let's see it. Can't wait.
All right, man. Well, thank you guys for listening. We'll be back. Until next time, we will see you later. Goodbye.